Marshmallow Fanboy back with another review, this time of Battlefield Warriors, Battle Armor He-Man, and Battle Damaged Battle Cat. It was a Target exclusive. It was not something that I was going to get. It came out in 2021 and it's now 2024. I think I got it maybe in 2023. Feels right to me. I think I was walking around Target. I didn't get it initially because I have these figures. And though I don't have the kind of the vac metal version of him, I wasn't going to get the battle damage one either. And I happened to see him and Skeletor on Amazon for an inexpensive price, so I got them. But I wasn't going to get the battle armor versions of them. And I certainly wasn't going to get this one either. It's basically just a kind of a repaint of figures that we've already gotten, and it felt like I just didn't need them. But it comes with two little demons and kind of a background piece, which is really super cool. I really enjoy that. But again, there wasn't anything here for me, and it was expensive. I can't remember. It feels like it was $50. It might not have been. I don't remember. But there was at some point I walked into Target and they had a display of things that were Masters of the Universe, and on the top they had 5 or 6 of these, and they were $15 a piece. And I thought, $15 is the right price for me. Hooray! It says Castle Grayskull Gargoyle, so I thought, you know, I have Castle Grayskull. Maybe I've never opened it, but I probably never will open it. It comes with my aversion to spending a lot on a toy and then opening it. I don't know what that's about. I'm working on it in therapy. Anyway, I'm totally not working on it in therapy, but I am in therapy. There we go. There was honesty. So it comes with this. It's really heavy. Of course, Battle Cat heavy, and He-Man not as heavy, but Battle Cat is a solid chunk of plastic. And let's see, let me go around Battlefield Warriors and turn it around. Boop, 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 boop. That's the emergency signals. There we go. So the very cool card art, which you can't really see because the lights are really... Is that the light to move? Nope, that's not the light to move. No, that's not the light to move either. Which light is making this bad? Oh, that light. Okay, great. That light is gone. So we get a lot of heroes and villains in this picture. We get, I don't know who this purple guy is with the mace, but we get Too Bad, Skeletor with battle armor, and Panther, Faker, and whatever the hell thing he's riding. Is it a mechanical battle cat? And incidentally, why don't we have this mechanical battle cat? There's some kind of frog guy, and then of course Battle Cat and He-Man with the damage on them, and Man-at-Arms, and Attila with sort of a kind of a mohawk or something, and a spear with a weird shield. So it could be just an Eternian warrior woman and not Tila at all. And of course Castle Grayskull in the background. So I'm not sure why I described that to you, but this is what you can do. Pose Battle Cat on Castle Grayskull display stand, and maybe that holds him steady so that you could pose He-Man on top of Battle Cat, but you could get Battle Cat into some crazy positions. I'm not absolutely sure. But you can attach gargoyles to Castle Grayskull. That is a super cool add-on for Castle Grayskull. And of course, Castle Grayskull's over here. Comes with the white-clad sorceress. And you get all of this other stuff. I think the Wind Raider comes with a stand where you can put it in Castle Grayskull, and it's part of Castle Grayskull. That's very cool too. So lots of cool stuff in defense of Castle Grayskull, but also the display stand may act as kind of an archway. Once the jaw bridge comes down, you can probably put this next to it to sort of extend it, or kind of have it kind of in the back to look like, you know, there's a scene happening in the back of the play set. I don't know. However you want to play with your toys, man, it's up to you. However you want to pose them. And of course, that's the roll down drum that you press in, and there's like a strike armor, and then you press down again, and 2 dents, and then you roll it back to 1 so the dents disappear. And the cool thing about this one over the last one is the last one, of course, was flat gray. This one's vac metal, so it's super shiny. It's very cool. Of course, it displays with the 2 strikes on there. The He-Man's got some battle damage on him, which is very not like the cartoon at all. Because, of course, of the cartoon, there were no consequences, and nobody got hit with a sword or you know, if they got hit with Battle Cat's claws, they never showed any damage. That'd be weird. But they are exactly the same as the other Battle Cat and the other battle armor, except again, it didn't have vac metal. The gargoyles, they're very cool, but I don't remember gargoyles being a part of Castle Grayskull, either in the cartoon or in the toys. So we'll take a closer look at that, but I'm not going to do the research. That made it sound like I was about to go do research, but I'm not going to go do research. But this is a very, very old set that I wanted to open because it's been here for a while, and really the packaging is obnoxious and large, and I think that I can break that down and make that a little smaller for storage or for the shelf. Or, you know, if I like the base, I can put the original Battle Cat on there with a different version of He-Man, and that would be really cool. The base, of course, really, really important to the figure and to the posability. And the gargoyles, nice touch. It's cool to have some Castle Grayskull accessories because, you know, I think the Talon had some stuff to do with Castle Grayskull, and I think the Wind Raider has a piece that can sit in the turret. I'm not absolutely positive now that I'm saying it out loud. But, you know what, let's get this thing out of the package. Let's take a closer look at Battlefield Warriors, Battle Armor He-Man, and Battle Damaged Battle Cat from Target. All right, now that he's out of the package, let's take a closer look at Battlefield Warriors, Battle Armor He-Man, and Battle Damaged Battle Cat. First, let's start with the accessories, which are the extra head, which is kind of his shouting, attacking head, which is very cool. It's undamaged, unlike the face that he has on that has cuts on it. He has an extra hand. Imagine the extra hand is maybe to hold the shield better, or maybe it's just a gesturing hand. I'm not absolutely sure. It comes with a battle axe because, of course, he's got to have the battle axe. That's super cool. He's got one gargoyle with wings, who's cool, and he has one gargoyle without wings with little kind of scales on him. And that's kind of cool. There's a point of difference for them. Looks a little like you could probably repurpose one of this guy to maybe be purple and with yellow eyes, and he'd be Lockheed. Anyway, I'm gonna shove that over here. As for battle damaged He-Man with the battle armor, of course the battle armor is just like the original and just like the re-release version. You can roll it all the way back to undamaged and tap it, and then boom, there's a strike there. Tap it again, and you get boom, 2 strikes. And of course you can roll it all the way back to wherever you want it to go. But I'm going to roll it back to nothing. There we go. Actually, I'm going to leave it on 2 strikes because that's the way it came, and that's kind of cool. So he's got battle damage on his legs here, on his arm there, and he's got battle damage on his face right here. And it looks like the expression is, at least this one, not the shouting one, but it looks like it's very much the very first edition of Origins, the very first He-Man Origins expression. And of course, it comes with a whole sword, not a sword that is joinable. It has a little place in the back of the armor that you can put the sword. It's very cool. Comes with the shield, which you gotta love. The shield and the sword and the axe are very classic He-Man. They're all very, very welcome additions to the figures. And the torso is very cool. The vac metal, the shiny, is very cool. I wish they put vac metal on the original one, but I suppose you could probably take the legs off and replace them with the legs from the other one. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. So I'm going to put that over there. I kept, of course, the instructions that say the gargoyles go on Castle Grayskull. and that this is used for Battle Cat. So let's go over Battle Cat first. Battle Cat's exactly the same as the original Battle Cat from the Origins line. Same articulation, really nice in all the ways. Of course, just like with original Battle Cat, taking the armor off doesn't make him cringer, because of course he has that ferocious countenance, and Cringer never did. So we still don't have sort of an Origins Cringer, which makes sense because we never had a Masters of the Universe vintage Cringer. Hopefully they'll, you know, fix that. In the Masters of the Universe cartoon on Netflix, the Kevin Smith version, Battle Cat has always had, or even in his Cringer form, he has had courage. So it's hard to argue that Battle Cat becoming Cringer isn't authentic, because it kind of is. But in this case, you can't turn him into Cringer. But he has battle damage on his throat, on his legs, on his hind legs. On the other side, he has it all the same ones. Some on his front legs, some on his back leg. Of course, the base I thought might have been cooler. There is no pegs on the base. It comes as two separate pieces, and then you just put the two pieces together, and they are kind of... See if I can get that together just a little bit better. No. It looks like there's some places where I could shove that a little bit closer together, but once it's together, of course, there's a seam down the middle, which is unseemly. There's a little crevice here, which I thought might have been for Cringer's tail, to maybe, you know, pose him kind of up, but he's got a lot of front weight to him. I thought what would have been cool was to have something here that he could hook his tail to, so that if it was hanging on to his tail and it was hanging on to his front legs, he could do a lot of stuff with his front legs. So I don't know if that's something that some of you customizers can do, is put something back here hidden in the rocks to hold his tail down. Or maybe, you know, maybe there's a paperweight or something. It looked really cool if there was something in that rock that would hold the tail. And of course you could see in the rock there's nothing. There's just a place for it to go, a place for it to kind of disappear. But that was the only thing I could think of as far as the rocks, was that there's a space in there for some reason. But I wasn't real sure what that reason was. And it could have been that maybe they wanted you to pose Battle Cat on the other end, and maybe, you know, if he was doing more of this, he would look more kind of ferocious, like he's maybe going over the rock and heading at somebody. Maybe somebody's over here and now his mouth is at head height or something like that. That was kind of the only thing I could think of. So it's still a cool accessory. It's still neat, but it could have been a little bit better if they put a little more thought into it, or put a little bit of a peg in or something, so that, you know, Battle Cat could get into more dynamic poses. Battle Cat's tough to pose as is, because he doesn't have sort of hinges on his feet. So it's hard to get him into really good positions. It's hard to get all four paws sort of facing straight down, unless you finagle with it just a little, well, just a lot of it. But it's still really cool. If this is your only He-Man in Battle Cat, then this is cool. Like, it has all of He-Man's accoutrements. It's vac metal. It's awesome. It has Battle Cat with all of the stuff. It even has the base, so it has something to play on. I don't know if you can find this anymore. You probably can't find it for $15, but somebody's got to have it at a swap meet somewhere for 20, 30 bucks or something. If you don't have any other He-Man or Battle Cat, this would be fantastic. If you already have it, you know, you do you. Whatever you think is cool, but it's a perfectly good set. It has perfectly good figures. They're repaints, which felt like unnecessary. I didn't really need them. But now that I have them in hand, they're really fun. They're really cool to mess with. And hopefully you've already got yours, because I think these guys are long gone. So until next time, enjoy your toys.